is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We are here for the Tuesday 4-game main slate. A couple of short slates here on the week, James, here. And Tuesday is one of them. Starts at 7:30, Golden State, Miami. Finishes up at 10 p.m., Dallas, Sacramento. We got Lakers, Bucks, and Thunder, Pelicans also on this slate, but yet another slate where players are doubtful, out, questionable. Injuries continue to kind of rule the world around us. LeBron James is doubtful to play in this game for the Lakers here. Anthony Davis is probable to suit up. Giannis probable to suit up in that game. So you'll have at least two of the big stars, but no LeBron kind of headlining the injury news here.
Yeah, interesting to see the LeBron stuff. I guess not so interesting after 300 points were scored and he had to play 38 minutes for a fifth game in his last six.
Yeah.
So, not so surprising. Also, I feel like obviously the injury it's been real for a little bit, but it is interesting to see him kind of taking this game off. They are 2.5 games up on Golden State. There'll be 3 games up on Houston from falling out of the playoff picture. So you just imagine all these games are pretty important to the Lakers, but I guess not important enough to where LeBron feels like he needs a day off. But that means, AD with D'Lo off the injury report, Reeves, the new star, apparently after the reports that Spencer Dinwiddie, which I just don't believe, wasn't allowed to run.
Nobody ever liked Spencer Dinwiddie. So.
But the reports were that he couldn't run pick and roll, or there's bizarre reports from Shams. But either way, Dinwiddie probably draws a start with LeBron out. So it's an interesting 4-game slate here.
Definitely is. Talking about some of the spreads here in this game, like I said, obviously things can change as players end up being ruled in or ruled out. But Warriors, Heat are getting 2 at home, 219. Lakers, Bucks are giving 8, 233.5. Thunder, Pelicans getting 1, 226.5. And Dallas, Sacramento, Kings giving 1.5, 236 here. Obviously, Dallas on the back-to-back. They are on the Monday slate. But that usually doesn't deter us from playing Luka Doncic here. He is $12,700. He is the highest price play on the slate by $1,400 over Giannis here.
Yeah, I have no problem getting to Luka if you want to spend up. It was a pretty slow start. Modest first half for Luka. Looks like he's on his way to another triple-double. Just looking at things. So if you want to get to Luka, we know it's a great spot. Both these teams are back-to-back. Kings also on a back-to-back. So we'll have to see. But both teams completely in the thick of things in terms of playoff positioning. I think Sacramento's the 6. Sacramento is the 7. Dallas is 8 with the same exact record going into Monday night's game. So we'll see how that plays out. But very important seeding game. Definitely down to get to Luka. SGA looking for a bounce back. His whole team is. It was a really, really bad showing against the Bucks. Not the best spot here. I assume we see Herb guarding SGA, which is obviously annoying for anybody, but SGA could still get off his shot. 25.5 points per game is notable. 43%, 23% from 3 in the 2 meetings against New Orleans. When you mentioned Herb Jones' defense, that's pretty telling. Dame was absolutely terrible in that OKC game. I also don't like that Chris Middleton's ramping up, and that's just going to cut into Dame. But if you want to get to him in tournaments, he's interesting. I think De'Aaron Fox, though, is up there per dollar for me with Luka. $8,800, 50 burger last time out against Orlando. Back-to-back 50 burgers, 3 in his last 4. He's really hitting his stride at the right time. playing big minutes, taking a lot of shots, doing a lot of. I mean, the steals have been insane for De'Aaron Fox too. So per dollar, he would be my right up there with Luka, I think. And I'm perfectly fine if that's how you want to like start a build, Luka
Yeah.
in some capacity like that.
I mean, listen, we've been talking De'Aaron Fox pricing for forever now, right? Like the fact that he continues to be sort of under 9K doesn't really make much sense. So happy to plug him. No Brandon Ingram, as you see there on the screen. McCollum 73 against the Thunder. Russell 72. You mentioned Reeves a little bit earlier, getting some love. Rozier, Giddey, small slate, so pricing in player pool drops off quick. Do any of these mid or value tier plays stick out to you?
Yeah, a lot of them. McCollum, no. Brandon Ingram, obviously, he's looked really great in back-to-back games since the injury. He was kind of chilling, and now he's like, all right, I need to get going with Ingram out and playoffs right around the corner. I've said it a lot. D'Angelo Russell is great when LeBron is not on the floor, and he is paired with Anthony Davis. So I'm definitely interested in getting to some D'Lo, 7,200. Reeves coming off a really big game the other day with Russell out. He's been good. If you want to get to him, fine. No problems getting there. Terry Rozier should be fine with guys out, but he's kind of been underwhelming. We'll see. It's a good matchup. I mean, Golden State's been pretty bad again. Draymond Green went on record saying he's not worried about the Houston Rockets. Well, guess what? Houston Rockets about to win their 9th straight and be half a game back. So he probably should be a little more worried, especially if Miami, at home beats you.
That feels like the John Morant quote, right? Like, we're not afraid of the West, and then they lost like the rest of the season.
Yep. Guess the game that Giddey's going to play all the minutes, and you win a prize, and the prize is usually a tournament. He was playing in garbage time with the subs in this game, and I was so tilted because it's like,
why?
He's a starter that is like super productive at times, and then plays in garbage time. So like, make it make sense. Chris Paul and Pajemski both like minutes kind of fell off a cliff their last time. I think we have to talk Dinwiddie. I expect them to start him.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. Either way, they're comfortable playing that 3-guard lineup. So I get what you're saying when you said like no the thing about Spencer Dinwiddie. I completely understand it.
Yeah. Plus, obviously he goes off in the game that didn't have Russell, so like Russell's back.
Yeah, but no LeBron.
Yeah, but does Dinwiddie get impacted by like playing time wise? I mean, there's no direct playing time for Giddey or Dinwiddie versus LeBron. I mean, right? They have Hachimura, they have Prince, like they have other wings to play. I get the guard, I get the 3-guard lineup. I do. I understand where you're coming from. I just don't know if like does Dinwiddie from the productivity standpoint, right? Like,
right. That's a fair point. I mean, I like.
If he starts, I'm with you. If he's in the starting lineup, sure, I agree with you. If he comes off the bench, like he could just play 20 minutes again.
Right? Yeah, if he comes off, that is true. And also, like, why not just play Keanu? I mean, of course, Keanu Ellis.
Because when we did play Keanu Ellis against the Wizards, he
was 1% the other night against Orlando and had literally the best game of his career. And like he's gonna start and play big minutes. And anybody, like every person covering the Kings, like just constantly gush over how good this dude is. And like all they want him to do is start. And like he's starting, but it's like so hard to predict his production. If Dinwiddie is starting and Keanu Ellis, which is he's gonna be, who would you prefer? Dinwiddie or Ellis?
Dinwiddie.
Follow-up question. DeLon Wright played 30 minutes the other day. DeLon Wright, 3,400. Pique your interest at all? Same guys are out again.
Yeah, I think so. I think on a small slate like this, you won't go a little stars and scrubby. I mean, 30 minutes. How do you fight the minutes, right? There's especially at that price, right? It's not like you only need quick math, 17 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Even if he gets his 16 at 3,400, like you're still okay there. So, yeah, right for sure. Do you start that game, or do you just
No,
call
Mills started
Okay.
again. Mills was actually okay, but seems capped. Seems like we're
Sure.
not going to get as many minutes.
Shooting guard Kyrie Irving, he's here 93 again. I imagine everybody for Dallas is good to go in this one. We talked a lot of the other plays here. Malik Monk is 65. He played 22 minutes and 0 for 11 for Malik Monk in that last game. Murphy, we know when there's no Ingram, we generally go there. 1 for 12 from the floor. Some tough shooting nights for both of those guys. I would expect and anticipate bounce backs from both players here.
Yeah, and Murphy got 30 fantasy points in that game, going 1 for 12 from the floor.
Yeah,
So
5
like
blocks and
just
steals, right? Helps.
gives you, and he's been nails on the glass. 30 plus minutes is in the cards. So I'm all in Trey Murphy, shooting guard, small forward, 64. But then it kind of drops off to place that I don't like. I don't think there's another shooting guard I would like.
I'm with you. We talked about some of these guys here, but like I don't know where you'd go. I don't know who's the play. Right?
I don't know if it exists.
Yeah, I don't know. It would have to depend on starting lineups or if anybody else gets ruled out here. But you can always give like Beasley a look, right? Tournaments, but like it's nothing great. I'd rather like take some shots on like Giddey, I think, over Beasley. So small forward, again, LeBron doubtful to play. The buckets at 8K against Golden State, that feels nice. Middleton is probable, so that's a good price for Middleton. Got minutes up to 27, played 33 against Boston, so shouldn't be any minutes restrictions here, I don't think, on Chris Middleton.
He yelled at Doc to stay in that game for the triple double. Doc was going to take him out. He's like, and they caught his you could read his lips being like, look at the scoreboard. I need 1 point for a triple double. Doc put him back in the game.
Yeah, I'm good going Middleton, and then again, small player pool. So a lot of these guys we've discussed. Herb Jones is 55, Wiggins 51, Dort, whoever. If Prince was the start, maybe like I don't know. What do you think?
Definitely interested in Jimmy. I mean, it's go time, right?
Yeah,
they need to win games. They're in the play-in right now. 8K is a good price against Golden State. Nothing else. I mean, Herb has played all the minutes since Ingram's gone down. Like he has played more minutes than anyone else on the team. The production just hasn't been there. He is, and it's tough to say it'll be here in this game because he is going to have his hands so full. I mean, he's averaged 4.5 fouls per game against OKC in 2 meetings.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's surprising, just given he's going to guard SGA. Like so like
only 1 block per game, no steals per which obviously is a bit unusual for him. He just had 5 blocks and steals in that last night.
Yeah, and like I mean, I'm not against playing him. I'm also just saying like it's one of those things.
Do you think DeLon Wright benefited from Jaquez not playing?
Yes, I think DeLon Wright is definitely a beneficiary of Jaquez. We'll see if Jaquez plays, right?
Yeah.
There's also an upgrade to Kevin Love. He was upgraded to questionable today, so Miami could be a little more healthy in this game.
Sure.
But if it's status quo, like Caleb Martin's questionable. He played through the last game. Jaquez is questionable again. He didn't play through the last game, and Kevin Love's questionable. If the same statuses, then we probably see DeLon Wright.
Sure. Power forward. Again, Giannis is probable. Davis is probable. Both of those two guys, your top plays outside of SGA and Luka here on this slate. Zion is a cover of the 5 p.m. show. What is it about Sir Zion at $9,000 that you'll like in this matchup against the Thunder tonight, James?
Well, I definitely didn't mind 36 minutes. I definitely didn't mind 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Oh, I definitely didn't mind 10 for 14 from the free throw line or 13 of 14 from the field. And 36 actual. I mean, he's just playing the best basketball of his career. And they didn't even need him in the Miami game. He just wasn't even needed, and they absolutely demolished him. He's been great. He has monster numbers without Brandon Ingram, so um, all systems go for Zion. I do think AD is probably the best play of the day. He's playing all the minutes. He can handle 40 minutes in back-to-back games, 15 plus rebounds in 3 straight, 20 points or more in each of those. So I'm like all in on AD. You could definitely get to Giannis, obviously. But Zion 9K is a tremendous play as well.
Yeah, agreed. Below, obviously, big price dump. Jalen Williams, 69. Jonathan Kuminga, 66. Do you think Herb Jones is getting the SGA matchup here? You picking between Jalen and Chet for OKC here?
I mean, I'm good with either of them. I think 6,900 for Jalen Williams is too cheap. I know he hasn't been great of late. The efficiency has been great scoring.
Mhm.
I mean, he's been awesome, but he just hasn't really first off played the minutes because 2 of them were blowouts,
Yep.
and the third one against Utah. I mean, they were all blowouts. He didn't even have to play like fully extended against Utah. Um, I think we probably see like Jalen Williams, Trey Murphy matchup. That's probably like that's a fun matchup as well. This is a really fun. I hope this is a series. This would be a fun playoff series.
Yep. I
But
agree with you.
I like Jalen Kuminga. 30 minutes again. Just peripheral stats are just not there, dude. Like I'd rather honestly. I know Kuminga's like the much higher usage player. I would rather play Draymond Green than
Sure.
Jonathan Kuminga at this point. I think just given Draymond's, I mean,
He'll have his hands full against Bam in this game, but
he will. He will. I'm just saying, like from the perspective that Kuminga, yeah, he might score 20 points, but what else is he doing? Where Draymond, we don't need the scoring for Draymond to be effective.
Keegan at $5,900. Hachimura, I think, is someone where I would go here.
Yep.
We've seen him have some pretty big games. Obviously, when LeBron has been out, and you've talked obviously Russell, but Hachimura has been right there. I bet he would be a fairly chalky play on this slate at the price. Anybody else for you? I know you mentioned Love being upgraded. There's Jovic at $4,200. That's probably it. I don't think there's anyone else here.
Yeah. I mean, the Miami guys are a little bit interesting. If everyone, like if Jaquez Lover ruled out, they started Jovic again. He had an instant foul trouble, and then it was all Caleb Martin and Haywood Highsmith.
Yeah.
Haywood Highsmith broke the slate the other night. 25 minutes, 18, 5, 2, and 1. We know that he has a low floor. But if they're all out and the field is going to Jovic, I put it in our Discord on Sunday. Caleb Martin was 1%, and he had a fantasy point per minute. He just played 20 minutes because they won by 50. I would go back to the to Martin over Jovic if Jovic was chalky. And conversely, I would probably do the same for Haywood Highsmith if the same situation as the other day happens. No Jaquez, no Kevin Love.
Sure. And then going out and closing up at the center spot, Sabonis here at 10-5 against Dallas, averaging just 47 fantasy points in 2 games against them. It feels like one of his lower averages in point production. Coming out 53 fantasy points against Orlando, though. I think this is obviously a good spot for Sabonis. Bam at 83. Chet at 75. Again, not a great spot. Another dude that just didn't hit any shots. How many guys on this slate have you seen go 1 for 10, 0 for 11, 1 for 12? But obviously 40, 60, 48, the last 3 prior to that. Gafford, someone that you've been high on. I don't know how you feel about this matchup against Sabonis, however, for him. Like, where are you going when it comes to the center position?
You definitely get to Sabonis. Definitely Bam is a little bit interesting. He's been super good of late. I love to see Bam taking threes too. He's actually taking and making threes. I mean, he seems like a guy that would transition to a 3-point shooter rather well. I don't understand why it's taken him so long, but hey, he's making like every 3 he takes right now. So whatever.
Start 1 for 1 and then go 2 for 2. Take the DeMar DeRozan approach.
Right. Yeah. So I'm definitely interested in Bam. Definitely interested in Chet. I think all 3 of those guys are great. We talked about Giannis and AD. We don't need to go there again. Portis's minutes, he's playing like he has basically usurped Brook Lopez at this point. I would possibly look at Bobby Portis at 6,100. I know he's like a fourth option, but he's so good peripherally that like you don't need the 20 points from Bobby Portis to get you there because he's a great rebounder. He's been really contributing everywhere. So I like the 28 minutes. And he's just played more minutes than Brook Lopez in general. So Brook is good. Portis is good rather. Gafford. What is Gafford doing in terms of minutes tonight? What do we got for Gafford minutes at half? Gafford minutes 12. Daniel Gafford tonight, 10 points at half. Hasn't missed a shot, obviously. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks.
Just already hitting value.
Dude, he's just doing this like rather consistently.
This is who he was with the Wizards, though, right? Like they actually would give him more minutes at times.
Yeah,
but like he was always very good. Now it just helps that he has 2 elite ball handlers helping him get the basketball as well and drawing all that extra coverage. So
yeah, it definitely does not hurt him that
Kyrie and Luka are throwing him the ball.
I mean, dude, he has. I mean, when he's rolling to the rim, every single time Luka's getting doubled, right? Like it's like you set a pick, you're gonna have the big hedge and like show, and then you're either rolling to the rim for free.
Yeah, you're just the weak side, like
dude. I mean, like Daniel Gafford rolling to the rim with his athleticism, he's catching any lob over any smaller guy there. So it's been a match made in heaven. The West is so scary because they're scary as heck too in a postseason setting. But if he's going to continue to play mid-20s, upper 20s minutes, I'm definitely interested in some Daniel Gafford. We'll also see maybe they don't play Kleba on a back-to-back either. We know how Kleba's like injuries have held up, and he's been kind of like getting some center minutes. And then it's like the Pelicans situation where Larry Nance, although he's playing a lot of minutes, there's kind of like a lowish floor.
Yeah.
But he's cheap and he could play big minutes here. So, I mean, I'd be okay with it. Not like I'm a little indifferent about getting to like Nance Valanciunas, but like, again, it was in a game that says semi-competitive, he starts second half and plays 27 minutes.
Sure. All right, let's build a lineup. Are we doing the Luka show, or are we going a little bit different? You said that you think Anthony Davis is the best player on the board?
No LeBron. I mean, he's been so good playing as many minutes as he can possibly handle.
So. I'm playing my power forward. Let's go Gafford.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, I know you're a fan of 53. What do we do for value? There wasn't a ton of value here. Ellis.
Yep.
Small forward. Murphy, I guess, 52. We have like anything down here, right?
There was not. I mean, the Miami forward value, possibly Najee Marshall. I mean, 2 games since Brandon Ingram been out. Najee Marshall, 23, 24 minutes, 25, 30 fantasy points. That also could lead you to believe like maybe there's a case for Najee Marshall for them to go Zion center minutes.
Sure. That goes as like McCollum, I guess.
Yeah.
Russell, Ellis, Murphy, Davis, Gafford, Wright, Marshall, McCollum. Obviously, stars and scrubby on a 4-game slate. If you're spending up, we have $600 left over as well. I'm on the playbook. We'll be live again at 5 p.m. Eastern time to break down today's slate with all the updates and news coming for you all then. We'll see you later.